welcome to Blue Girls Video Podcast. I've got documented dreams for you for February 2019 and March 2019. Okay, so repair. Before I fell asleep, I was thinking of the word vagabond. Repair. A bald African-American man and a Caucasian woman are in bed together. Both are wearing their clothes. I guess he fixed a very large window in her place. Then a woman was with a couple of her friends when she got a call from a businessman in Seattle. I cannot hear the conversation, but she seems to trust and believe him. Someone also mentioned California. I'm recalling a past dream, which I'm not for sure if I documented it or not. I remember going to look at a place, possibly a small cottage. Then I remember standing at a bus stop waiting for a bus to go to the ocean. The bus didn't run that often. Okay, so this dream, I've had several dreams in which I think that the dream takes place in Florida. And I don't have them very often. So the next dream is townhomes. A woman is taking pictures of a very nice townhome that are gray color with white trimming. Then there's a place that has 3 animals roaming around freely, not in cages at all. The present. I was staying at some guy's townhome, and was storing a couple of my zebra suitcases in his walk-in closet on the first floor. He had brown hair, all one length, chin level, and he was sitting at his 1970s table in his kitchen. He approached me and gave me a wrapped present. B-Day is right around the corner. It looks like a small box that would hold a piece of jewelry like a necklace. The layout of his place reminded me of one of my childhood residents. The table was in the exact place where my family had ours, and his townhouse seemed to be on the corner with only one neighbor to the left. The view from the kitchen window looked similar, except there wasn't a trash container outside. Then another guy, a friend, came to pick me up in his small car because I wanted to get $20 out of my account. So basically, there was some guy that lived in one of the townhomes that I used to live in as a child, preteen. And my cousins live there too, but a different area, a different part of the townhomes. So that's what I'm seeing, is some guy that's living there in the dream. Macrame, or macabre. I was having some difficulty falling asleep on the 21st and was up till about 2 a.m. In the morning, something wasn't feeling right and was anxious. On the 22nd, I woke at 1:07 a.m. from my nightmare and said, "Get away from me right now." On 1/7 is when my uncle passed away in 2017. It was actually 2018, I think. Then in 2018, I took a historic cruise, and the ship was named, it was his first name, and then Nolan, same first name of my uncle. That whole dream was a bit macabre, like a classic horror film. There was an overweight Mexican woman walking in a dark room, and maybe my deceased mom was in the dream. It's hard to remember. The Mexican was then blowing large bubbles for some reason. I recall seeing a swimming pool at the same place where I had physical therapy. There was quite a lot of people in the pool, and they didn't happen to notice that the water was blood. I recently watched an X-File, the Sixth Extinction, where the ocean turned into blood. The last part of the stream was an open door with a light on in the other room. I saw part of an old-fashioned woman's nightgown hanging over the door, which frightened me in my dream, and thought of the witch Bathsheba in the movie in Conjurer. I don't know why I would think of that, but I did. Yeah, so this dream was a little like a classic horror film. Why would a Mexican woman be blowing large bubbles for some reason? I don't know. Swimming pool. The next dream is Native American. Fell back asleep. I had another dream of a young woman with long dark hair. This woman may have been Native American. I remember surfing on the internet and then walked outside and she was walking behind me. Two women were in an office and seemed to be messing with the structure of the room, not sure, tried to get through the walls. Then I remember talking on a cell phone and seeing the number 17 on possibly a parking space outside. Update. February 24, 2019. Something odd on this day. I heard the words right now twice in one day from get away from me right now. Anyway, I went to the community room to grab a pop and a TV show was playing and I overheard a cop say out loud to someone, then right now. Then later outside my window I overheard a man and woman talking but could not understand most of what they were saying except for the man's last words, right now. Okay, so, sometimes that happens. I'm sure that's happened with people in which you kind of think something or whatever, and then somebody kind of repeats it, shortly afterwards or whatever. Slumber party. I woke in the middle of the night, but it wasn't another nightmare. There seemed to be an older woman giving some girls a slumber party, and so they were all sleeping outside. There also was an African-American boy who was playing hip-hop music from his boombox. I remember that I couldn't sleep in the stream, so I was up all night and was tired by morning. Yeah, so for whatever reason, well, when I was a kid or a teenager, when there was a slumber party, it was inside, but for whatever reason, all the girls wanted to sleep outside in their sleeping bags or blankets or whatever at their mom or dad's house or both. So the next dream is warehouse. Well, another dream about luggage. It seems like I was at a warehouse with all these empty folded carry-on luggage. I was going through the luggage for some reason. I did see several zebra patterns on a gray colored laptop sleeve like mine. I found a carry-on suitcase for $9.03, which is symbolic of the date, well, September 3rd. Later, I was walking with 4 retro long sleeve shirts on strong hangers outside by an area for art booths. A girl started walking with me and then she was gone. I then turned around and walked in the same direction that I just left. So I had, dreams of zebra suitcases. And I do have zebra suitcases. I had like an overseas one, which was broken, the wheels were, and then the other one is just so worn out, and then I have a carry-on which I am replacing. I've had these like for 10 years, and so I'm basically replacing them all, and I'm going to toss the carry-on because the wheels are screwed. They're just not working properly. It's kind of like, instead of dragging a piece of luggage, it's like kind of like dragging a kid that doesn't want to come with you. It doesn't want to work. Is kind of throwing a temper tantrum or whatever you want to call it. So there's a lot of reference to zebra. So anyway. Recognize building. I recognize this building in this dream, but don't think I am in dream. There's a crowd of people sitting in chairs as they wait to be helped for some kind of assistance. One of the women working there peeks through the door and sees the crowd and later is walking down some stairs. At work, she tries to get a cinnamon bun out of the vending machine. It seems to be stuck. Then a blonde-haired guy goes to a counter on the far right to a woman and gets a paper from her or turns in a paper. So whatever, it sounds like I'm kind of applying for assistance, but they don't usually have like vending machines there, so that's a little weird. Maybe it's down the hall or something, I don't know. Okay, so forgotten class dream. Okay, so now we are in March of 2019. I'm trying to get it done, all of it. I haven't been able to remember the last couple of my dreams, but I did recall a forgotten dream from I don't know when, years ago. Forgotten class dream. I am remembering a dream where a woman or me was in a class and people were having to give speeches, and it was a certain percentage of your grade. The teacher forgot that I didn't have my speech for class, so I didn't tell her because I didn't want to do the assignment. Okay, yeah, I remember this dream. I hate giving speeches. I did real good one time when I what was it? I had to do a speech for whatever speech class, and I was prepared and ready, but one time, like, my teacher, he was my favorite teacher, but I had to give a speech, and for whatever reason, I had one of those retainers, and it moved with your mouth, and when I was a teenager, and I forgot to bring the container, so I ended up going first. I volunteered first. That's what the teacher said. He was a good teacher. He was my favorite teacher. But the more I think about it, it was like, because I hate giving speeches. So I'm going up there, giving my speech. I don't remember the topic, and then the goddamn retainer is moving with when I'm talking. So it's kind of embarrassing. So anyway, I remember one time in 7th grade, we had to give our pet peeve speech, and so I go up there and say, "Oh, my pet peeve is my brother." And this one girl in the class laughed. Okay, so the next dream is woman with kids. A woman or me was staying at another woman's place with her 2 kids, a boy and a girl in between the ages of 7 to 10. The woman was playing with her kids, and the other woman disapproved. The other woman was a little stuck up or peculiar about certain things, and so the woman told her that she was a good person. Anyway, the woman gave her $200 in cash to stay there, and then in a short amount of time wanted her to leave and to sign a form. Since the woman gave her cash, she told that she didn't have enough money to fly so soon. Also, there was an African American couple, the same couple from the entry, getting rid of evidence, and that was possibly moving to Virginia. Okay, so the next dream is Blue. Hey, Blue! A young woman is staying at an older couple's house. Her husband seems to be currently out of town for a while. There are several teenage kids there and several blue Christmas light bulbs on the floor. He might be in Tucson, not sure. Something about Tucson. Okay, so the next dream is traveling. I'm traveling in a city bus. The city is pretty spread out, and I see a variety of scenery. I do not see any desert nor water. I know it's me in this dream because I'm taking pictures of murals with my small camera. In real life, I take pictures of murals to wherever I travel. Yeah, this is true. Whenever I travel, if I see a mural, then I'll take a picture of it. A mural that I like. Right after this part of the dream, I see mountains that are all green, like in the video I just watched of the Caribbean. The African American woman in this video is traveling from these small islands in the Caribbean. I researched the internet and found similar green mountains in Vermont, a state that never visited. Also, a piece of mail dated 3/1/2019 mentioned Greenville, South Carolina. I have been to Myrtle Beach with one of my brothers, but never to Greenville. I don't know what all this means. Maybe it's about St. Patrick's Day. Now returning back to the dream, I am sharing a hostel room with several bunk beds on all females. My most recent dreams of staying at a hostel with single beds, so this is somewhere else. I am walking around the city and stop at some sports equipment store. That reminds me of a store that I visited while in Truckee. Okay, there is some guy at the counter that I remember thinking about taking a train that costs close to $300 or bus it is a little cheaper. I wanted to take the last train or bus that night. I knew there was a bus station located in Atlantic Avenue, that is in Boston, that is about an hour and a half drive away. I do not know where I was planning to travel and dream. So Truckee, California, I've been there a couple of times. I haven't been there recently. I was actually thinking about going to South Lake Tahoe because I went there one time for my birthday. My birthday was coming up. It was chilly when I went, and so Truckee is it's a small town, and they just had like a row of stores, and one of them had, of course, sports equipment. There's art stores too. So I don't know what's going on with Boston. Dreams from friends. I was out of town for a couple of days with my friends for my birthday. One of my friends and his girlfriend had dreams that I thought was interesting. They know that I blog my dreams but have not been on my site, nor do they know most of my dreams. Anyway, my friend told me that he had a dream of a woman with red hair who was riding on a horse that he said he got a job at the bank. Then today his girlfriend told me that she had a dream of a friend beginning with the letter K who looks like me and had a baby girl. On the other hand, can't recall any of my dreams while I was away. So my next dream is short but sweet. I remember a dream that I had a couple of days ago. I told either a Mexican or Asian man with a mustache that my eyes looked Chinese in one of my baby pictures, no Asian descent. Okay, so the reason why I said that was because I saw a picture of my great-grandmother on my father's side, and she had kind of eyes that were a little like that. I mean, she didn't look Asian at all. I'm not making fun of Asian people at all. So I saw like a video of me or whatever, and I kind of had that similar thing, but I grew out of it. Hey, Yus! What? Is my dog, the dog. So, anyway, yeah, so that was weird. I didn't remember looking like that. What? It's the dog. So anyway, I got her eyes. So anyway, yeah, I was like dealing with my a relative's dog. So yes, Asian men are very beautiful. I think the women are very beautiful. So like I said, I have no offense. Everything's so whatever today. Not like when I was a kid. But anyway, so a woman with very short hair is walking around in her house when she is at work. A woman comes into her place to clean. I think she may be a lawyer, I'm not sure. I see her sitting at her desk with two young clients across from her. They are fairly young, and one of the kids has somewhat spiked hair. Jumping around in dream. I woke up a couple of times in the morning and got my pen, but didn't grab my dream journal and fell back asleep. Again, very different scenery and no place that I visited in real life. This is about fourth or fifth dream I've had recently of an unknown environment that I'm traveling. The dream starts off with these two-story apartments like the ones in Mystic River movie. I am watching the sunset, which is gorgeous. Then I'm at a high school, and a boy with short, dark hair is being mean to me and trying to harm me, so I push him down some stairs. I remember seeing him unconscious at the bottom of the stairs and don't care and just leave him there. I am currently taking a continuing education class at high school in the evening, so maybe I am picking up some disagreement at school during the day. Okay, so here he comes. All right, so he's waiting for Daddy. Then I am on bus number 11 at nighttime and see different scenery like a large Golden Globe Award. So maybe someplace in California, don't know. Then I see a woman with short reddish hair on the bus. Then her face changes to the face of my friend's longtime girlfriend, beginning with the letter L. Okay. Then I may have been sitting in a break room. I was digging through a locker for some food, and then sitting at a table with my laptop computer with headphones. Update, I did take a trip. The Golden Globes represents Hollywood, California. Okay. Backyard camping. It is during the time, and there is a blue tent in someone's backyard that a bunch of kids are sleeping at night. A skinny Native American woman is sitting on a couch. Two older overweight women are helping her. Also, there is someone who puts on very long boots. Also, my cousin is around in the dream. Well, that's kind of strange because I just was talking about that. I mean, I just had a dream about it. Okay, so civil service. A guy's carpet has water damage on the borders, and then he goes downstairs and sees an old man with white hair. Fell back asleep. There's a boy in his house surrounded by other houses, middle class. Outside there are civil servicemen and women dressed up in blue uniforms that are lined up in a row. I do not know what branch, and at first I thought it was a search party. Relationship. Last night at my apartment, the emergency alert went off about 3 times around 2 a.m. in the morning. A couple of arguments broke out close to the elevator on my floor and outside more than usual. This dream starts with a Caucasian woman sitting at a table of her African-American boyfriend's house. I can see the back of her head in the dream. She has long brown hair. There is some disagreement as her boyfriend is leaving the back door. Her boyfriend either doesn't want her to leave or not letting her leave. Also, the back door area looks similar to my brother's and ex-wife's house many years ago. There is this bed that some children are sleeping with my deceased mom. Well, she isn't deceased at the time, but that's kind of strange. Actor. Then the actor Johnny D is wearing black mascara and is talking to a young blonde-haired woman about his work experience. He worked for someone and mentioned a name. Cannot remember. He mentioned something about the mob. Anyway, the woman thought either he was cool or his experience was cool. Whatever, I just put, I personally am a fan of Johnny D's work. So that was probably, I can't think of the name of it. I just watched it too. The movie with him and Al Pacino. It was in New York. It's about the mafia. Anyway, so that movie. There is this very large open warehouse that a woman it's hidden files, has boxes of all these files. Later she is going through some files and my question is, why does she have all these files hidden in a warehouse? She can't find a birth certificate. I appear in the dream and I am at my high school friend's and her husband's place. Then another time I walk to a houseboat and my neighbor is my cousin. Then again I am somewhere taking a picture of a mural on one side of the street. Preteens. This woman seems to be in a classroom working for a couple of women. She was supposed to work on Friday, but then they told her it would be Saturday. Then she is with a group of preteens, young girls who are all wearing shorts and a t-shirt, possibly a track group. The woman would have to take a bus in order to get to this job. Then there is a man wearing a blue uniform who is sitting in a chair in an office. He is waiting to talk to someone. Then in the dream, and this is kind of spooky, I see the head of one of my brothers. He is younger with longer brown hair. The image reminds me of the time when I was a child and I saw my brother's face in the window. I got scared and screamed. Then I am walking in the area. It reminds me of the area of the New England Aquarium in Boston because I see pictures that remind me of this area. Okay, so in the evening, a woman is walking with one of my friends and her grandchild. The granddaughter tells the woman her favorite color is yellow and her favorite sports team, which I cannot remember in dream. The woman lives in a studio with just a double bed and a small kitchen table. She orders a new kitchen table, which is left outside on the sidewalk. Later, she stops by a friend's place and her male roommates are there. She wants to play a song by a female artist. She was going to go to another friend's place, but decided to go downtown and then goes to the transit center, which has a food store. She looks at the schedule for her bus that leaves once an hour, 11:59 p.m., 12:58 a.m. Then bus starts up again around 4 a.m. There are other times on schedule, but cannot see and dream. 6 p.m. These recent dreams are so vague. A woman was somewhere and was planning to meet her friend for a concert or something. The concert is at 6 p.m. in the evening, so she would have to take the bus the next morning or later that day. I remember her looking outside of her window at a building across from her. She has all kinds of stuff to bring with her. Okay, so I have had a dream of this guy, and this is before anyway. When they seem to get together, she usually wants to go somewhere with him or move closer to him. Fellow classmates. This dream shows a female dog, a female college student at her fellow classmate's apartment. A Caucasian couple. Later, she takes the elevator from second floor to fourth floor, and a guy is looking at a crocheted, multicolored baby hat. Later, she is in a classroom and using ASL finger spelling with another female student. I see an Asian female student with long black hair wearing glasses. Ancient runes. I am recalling a dream from many years ago, maybe even before I started documenting my dreams in May of 2010. I can see myself walking down a dirt road in the desolate area. Then to my right, I see ancient ruins of a building that has slowly fallen apart. I remember this dream. I was by myself, and it wasn't like there was nobody around. It was desolate, and so I was just walking down this dirt road, and it wasn't even a road. It was just like dirt, like a path or whatever. And it says here to my right. Well, it was actually, the view was actually from, like, when I would go back down the path, so it was on my right. And it looked like something out of Rome, but ancient ruins falling apart. And it was small. It was a small site. It wasn't real big, though. Okay, so thank you for watching Blue Girls Video Podcast. Thank you.